Hello and welcome to the Legends of Tabletop podcast. We're getting ready to jump into session 2 of Mark of the Black Snake. In our last session, Georgie and Harry had a heart-to-heart about where they want to be moving in the direction of the weird investigations that they've been doing. They sold one of the magical tomes or mythos tomes to Dr. Armitage up in Boston. They got a lead on a man who was looking for someone did not sign to a record contract. He's looking to find a man who had cut a record and then disappeared. It became super popular, and he was kind of left holding the bag because never got a signature. So we drove down into Boston and we're looking for the jungle. Georgie, in his wisdom, went right down to the rail yard to knock around with some of the undesirables, heavy air quotes. Harry went over to the police station to see if he could gather any information there about the jungle. They directed him, of course, to the train station where Georgie already was. We met up with Walt Mashed Potatoes Johnson and Lady Songbird in the hobo camp there. Asked around, see if they had heard anything about, was it Harper?
Harper Twilight.
Harper Twilight. Turns out he had been in the camp and set off to meet the man at the crossroads to make a deal, presumably to be more successful. It's not Nyarlathotep at all. I can't imagine that that's what's happening. But Georgie and Harry spent some money to buy some blankets and food and, of course, cigarettes and some whiskey for the folks at the camp. And as evening wore on, turned out that there was a coal train, which is what they would call the Black Snake. And we were on our way to go ride the rails.
Okay, to add to the recap, the hobos that Harper Twilight are traveling with are a large bum named Big Jim Staggers, who is apparently in poor health due to alcoholism. And their guide, a famous hobo called McNally, who is well known for being able to memorize every route and town and back road up and down the East Coast.
Nice.
So when last we left, the four of you were attempting to board a black snake, heading down to where this crossroads is outside.
Someplace in Pennsylvania, right? Pittsburgh?
Yeah.
Yes, Pennsylvania.
Yep.
Where 4 railroads and 4 roads cross.
Right. So it's basically the hobos have told you've got to ride this one train for such and such length, then hop off of it, hike 12 miles to this other train line, and then ride that train for such and such miles. And then you should be at the area where this crossroads town is.
Sounds
I think maybe like take a cab or something.
No.
No, we don't. We've already established
We
that
have to do it the proper
that the man at the crossroads will only appear to a tramp who has ridden the rails there. It's a very specific. It's also part of the and as Walt Mashed Potatoes said, that the journey is probably part of the ritual that summons him.
The power is in the ceremony.
So you are basically sneaking through a hole in a fence into the rail yard, trying to board this train. The hobos will know that there are railroad bulls, which will basically guards, railroad personnel, that will patrol to try and make sure that nobody is sneaking on to the trains. So you're now in the rail yards. It is night. You can tell the train will be, there's a long coal train, lots of empty cars that will be heading out. And what do you guys want to do?
Well, we're gonna have to hop a train, so
What I was thinking was, I've got good stealth and spot hidden, so I was going to try to maybe scout ahead, find out what the pattern is for the bulls, and then this is when we can all go through, so we're not all fumbling fumbling stealth rolls as we go, and then just this whole thing gets shot to hell before we've even gotten on the train.
All right, Walt. Does everybody agree to that plan?
yeah.
All right,
Right.
Walt,
Yeah,
make
makes
a spot hidden and a stealth roll.
All right, so first is stealth. God almighty.
We're off to a banger of a start.
Yep, I make stealth and make spot hidden.
Okay. You're an old hand at this. You know the perfect spot. You basically can tell which railroad bulls are working tonight just from their height and the way that they walk.
Oh, okay.
So you know that if we wait until this time, this guy's gonna smoke a cigarette and he's just gonna be, taking way too long, and it should be perfect time to get onto one of these trains. So you report that back to everyone else. So now the rest of you can make it. You'll have to make a stealth roll, but you will get a bonus dice because you have this intel.
Okay.
And Walt, you'll need to just roll a normal stealth roll again.
Regular success.
And I make it.
Do I spend luck?
How far are you off?
6.
If everybody else passed, maybe. You
Well,
won't need it.
I
Just
made
you.
it. I got a 4. I mean, I thought it was just going to be, so I got an extreme success.
Okay.
So can I maybe use that to help?
Nope, because nobody knows that he
Okay.
might have been spotted.
Oh,
Yep.
okay.
Are you spending the luck, or are you just gonna see what happens?
I don't want to screw us so early in this endeavor. I'm gonna spend it. Oof.
How much luck do you actually have left, Georgie?
15.
Oh, Jesus.
Dude, are you sure you want to do
This will put me at 15. I'm at 21 right now.
21? Is still terrible,
Oh my god.
dude. It's session 2. This is the first dice roll that counts.
This is after I got luck back from our last adventure.
God.
Oh my god.
We've had these characters for a while now, Oscar.
I ended
know.
last session at 19
Downward
luck.
spiral. Downward spiral.
Oh, that's
Okay.
Cthulhu.
Are you gonna spend it?
I'm gonna spend
Okay.
it.
You get
So I
onto the
pass.
train without incident. I'm sure you could have knocked out the guy, but okay. Anyway, you get onto the train. You climb on. Walt finds a decent enough spot. You're going to be... basically, you can get into a coal car, which it will be filthy. But you'll be at least, you won't be seen, and you'll be able to lay down. Or you could ride underneath the carriage, which would be miserable, and you'd get all bounced around a lot. So
Make strength checks, and we lost one.
yeah,
Yeah.
but you wouldn't be covered in coal dust at the end of your trip. So
Oh, it adds to stealth. We'll all be
camouflage.
we'll all be completely blacked out. So now we'll just be able to slither along the ground.
So Walt, do you lead them into a coal car?
I lead them to the coal car because I'm kind of already dirty.
Okay,
so
basically, it's basically like a V with high sides. It's almost like
Mhm.
So I mean, I don't know if
It'll
you've
give
ever
us
seen a
make sure
coal.
everybody can breathe and nobody's gonna just choke on.
Right.
No one's gonna suffocate.
All right, so you get on this train. It heads out. It's like 128 mile. It's like this whole. It's over 100 miles that you're on this. It goes slow as it's moving through the city limits, but when it gets out of the area into more, open area, the train picks up speed. It goes.
Harry,
really-
no smoking.
Oh, jeez, all the way to Pennsylvania, I can't smoke.
Unless you want to kill us all.
Hey,
All right.
they're not going to fill this thing, are they? Like, I thought we were going to be like in a boxcar or something, right? I mean,
I need everybody to make a luck check and tell me if someone critically fails.
God damn it!
Anybody rolls over a 95, let me know.
regular success, I guess.
I failed my luck roll. I didn't
86.
critically fail. I didn't.
Success.
Okay. If anyone had critically failed, I was going to have it rain.
Oh God.
But although it threatens rain, it never actually starts to rain. But there's a
At least
chill
that would damp
air.
down all the coal dust.
and turn it to mud.
So, Lady Songbird, having done this before and being a tramp, you don't get a lot of money singing if you're covered in coal dust. Takes out a tattered, thin, kind of threadbare sheet, but it's just enough to put under herself that she's not going to be covered in coal dust.
I will say, because you're a traveling tramp and you live by performing, you actually keep a second set of clothes in a bag that when you get to a town or have to do a gig, you will put that on and a matching hat. And it's just for when you're in town. But when you're jumping on rails, you have like a pair of dungarees or overalls or something like that. So I'll say that you're smart enough to have like kept a clean set of clothes because, you live by performing.
Yeah.
But also very good concern. No one's going to give you money if you look dirty. Okay. So you made your luck checks. Nobody critically failed. You weren't accosted by bulls. So it's a long, rough night on this rail. And probably about just before dawn, I need Walt and Lady Songbird to make a navigation check.
1.
Okay. Okay, well, you don't need to.
I've been on this train
Wow.
before.
Basically, out of nowhere, Lady Songbird is just like looking up, stands up, sees a road sign, and says, "We need to get off this train when it slows down at this bend."
What do you mean, like jump off the train?
Yes.
It'll be going slow.
Yeah, sure, I guess.
We do it all the time.
Okay, so the train slows down as it approaches a bend near a town. And this will be the part of where you have to make your 12-mile hike to link up to another train. You'll need to make either a successful jump roll or a standard dex check.
Well, I'm definitely doing Dex.
Yeah, I think that's probably the. Yeah.
All right, so yeah, it's going to be Dex.
Hard success.
Oh, I failed my dex. I had a 75 dex. I failed.
Yeah, I failed my decks too.
Yeah,
Can
I
I-
failed
can
my
I
Dex
push?
also, of course.
I want to push.
I'm gonna
Okay.
push too.
If you push, basically right now, I have a damage number in mind.
Uh-huh.
If you push and fail, that's going to be different.
Hmm.
Hmm.
So how would we?
It will be worse. It will not be better.
Yeah, no, I get that.
Just
so,
to clarify.
right,
so
it would
like
be-
usually when you
What's
push,
the
you do
likelihood
something
of you
different
rolling over 75 again?
again, right? But
Yeah.
like how would you
Look,
push
I play
the roll,
XCOM
right?
sometimes. Don't tempt those.
Yeah.
XCOM's a game where 90% chance to hits 33% of the time.
90% means
dice or
0.
Okay. They're new
Right.
dice,
So
but somebody else has touched them, so I'm now like,
Ah,
All right, guys, what are you doing?
Harry gets ready and he
Push.
starts to throw himself forward, and then he grabs the thing, and then he sets himself again, and he jumps to go to
Okay, so
dive
you're
roll.
pushing Harry, right?
Yep. 88.
Okay. What would have been 1d3 points of damage?
I'm going to spend luck.
I'm just gonna. I failed my roll. I'm gonna eat shit. I'm gonna.
I just, you know,
Yeah,
you know,
actually,
y'all, I really apologize for starting us off this way. I take blame for this entire session.
it's actually it's a lot of luck that I'd have to spend. So
Okay.
all right.
Harry,
Yes.
one of three things is going to happen. One, you're going to take 2 points of damage, but you're going to fuck up your shoulder so that for the next 4 days, you'll have a minus penalty to firing your weapon or anything involving your right arm.
Okay.
That's one. Or we could say it's a really bad fall and you take 1d6 points of damage. No penalty dice. Or an option number 3 is that you're going to lose a piece of equipment in the fall and not be able to find it.
I'll take the D6.
Okay. You lucked out. 2 points of damage.
The dice cut both ways.
Yeah.
Georgie, you gotta catch me.
So he goes down hard, split lip, you ripped your pants, you got some road rash. Walt actually just takes the tumble, rolls, dusts himself off. He's got a couple of scrapes or bruises, and he's like, all right.
All right, boys, you did it. It's like you've been christened.
You guys do this all the time? Jesus, I almost broke my freaking neck.
Well, it gets better every time. Don't worry about it. It gets easier.
Figured out that was actually kind of fun.
There you go.
Okay, so 1 second.
I also failed.
Harry, you're acting like you never jumped off of a moving vehicle before.
Yeah, I got never a train. Jeez. Look, my suit is ruined.
So I need everyone to make a luck check and then tell me if you fail and to what degree.
All right, I'm rolling different dice.
Oscar, you're just going to make us roll luck checks every 5 minutes now? Because
No, I always make you guys roll luck. I do that constantly.
94.
5.
05, a 94. Dorsey?
I'm just checking my luck real quick because I have. There we go.
Missed it
I
by
don't
5.
make it. I missed it by 8.
So regular fail, a critical fail. Walt, you said you missed it by 5, or you
Missed it by 5, yeah.
Okay. All right. So for the first regular fail, I'm going to say that the rain finally opens up. So you are just walking through a downpour.
At least we're clean now.
I'm trying to light a cigarette.
I will
in the
tell
rain.
you the other bad bad luck thing that Dorsey did later, but it will have an effect on the journey. And the critical failure that you're going to find out almost immediately.
All my cigarettes are broken.
The worst.
It's gonna be mantis ladies. It's gonna be mantis ladies that want us to incubate their babies.
No, I've done that already. Okay.
Yeah, we've been there.
As you are making this hike, you basically hear someone rushing through the trees, kind of off in the distance, like hell bent for leather. You don't see them because it's night, but you definitely know that there's someone out in the woods and they're like running, not in your direction, but kind of like parallel. If you make spot hiddens, you can try and spot him. You can call out if you want. It's
I'll
pre-dawn.
try
that.
for a spot hidden.
I'll also
99.
have my I'll keep my gun holstered, but my hand's definitely on the handle.
92. I don't see it.
Fail.
99.
Oh,
Fail.
hard success.
Did you to spot the guy?
Yeah.
Okay, nobody sees him. Georgie, you catch a glimpse of this guy as he slides down a ravine and moves out of sight. And you're pretty sure it was a white male, stocky build. And you're fairly certain you saw an ankle shackle, and he was in prison stripes.
Oh,
Oh, when the guy's chasing
game
the
knows
dog's
game.
chasing him.
All right. I want everybody to make a listen check.
Okay, dog. Like I start saying, like, oh,
You haven't seen it. You didn't know. You don't know.
Yeah.
100.
Georgie's the only one who saw that. Oh,
I'll
God.
say, hey guys, we
13.
gotta look out for the bloodhounds.
What do you mean bloodhounds? What the hell are
Nope.
you talking about?
You made the listen?
Extreme.
I didn't. No.
You hear dogs barking, and there's a posse after this guy, and they're heading your way.
Oh shit! There is dogs. You hear him? He puts his hand up to his ear.
I don't hear anything at all. Everything's quiet.
What do you guys want to do? George,
Get
Harry,
it.
you know that they're maybe 5-10 minutes behind this guy, and they're going to be rushing right through this area.
get off the road.
mean-
We get into the woods, get hidden, because they might, if we start running off in a different direction, they might pick up our trail and start chasing after us.
What
Okay.
we got to run for? We're just walking around through the woods.
I don't know, like when you're dealing with dogs and angry prison guards chasing you, they
They'll beat
probably
us.
just beat the
Get
hell
there.
out of us and then figure it out later. Or just leave and just tell us to go to hell.
Yeah,
Georgie is like on the
hobos
nose.
live this
like,
life. Okay, so you're gonna take his advice.
Harry, it's a lot different being on this side of the law. Trust me.
So you're gonna try and stay together or scatter.
Stay together.
Okay, if you try and stay together, you'll all have to make stealth rolls.
Okay.
And if one of you fails, you're all gonna get spotted.
93.
19.
Hard success.
Hard success as well.
I succeed.
Okay, so you all succeed, and the one who made the critical luck fail, the luck that got you into this situation.
I mean,
also
luckily
failed
he's a
his
cop,
death.
so.
Okay, so the dogs get closer and closer and closer, and you start to see torches. You start to hear people talking, and then you can hear the dogs barking, start to pick up individual things, and then individual barking noises, individual voices. And after a couple of minutes of this, you see a group of like a half dozen guys. One looks like a cop. Two of them look like prison guards. Three of them just look like local friends. They've all got like shotguns. One of the regular guys in plain clothes is not armed, but he's leading the dogs and he's got a pistol. They've got like, a couple of them have actual torches. One of them has a lantern. And you see one of them, not quite, one of them say, you there, on your feet. And then, raises a shotgun, and they're focused on Harry. They haven't spotted the rest of you, but they've spotted Harry.
Okay,
Hey,
I'm
yeah.
going to try to. Hold on. I am going to try to give Harry a rescue here. I'm going to also come out of hiding and go, please don't hurt my husband. He came out here looking for God knows what, and I came out here trying to find him, and we just really want to go. Now that I have found him.
All right. Give me a fast talk roll.
3.
Harry just looks at you and he's like,
critical
"Yeah."
success beats your critical failure twice. So they look you over. They look him over with the busted lip and the torn pants. And they were like, you okay, buddy?
Yeah, it's been a long night. It's just Jesus, I just want to go home.
Looks like it. You guys just you get the hell out of here before you get shot. There's been a prison. There's somebody slipped out of their cuffs and jumped out of a prison van. We're trying to track him down. He might be armed. Take your lady, if she is your lady, home. And just to try and stay out of the way. And they all freaking march off.
And I assume we kind of like vaguely start to wander in the opposite
I'm
direction,
taking
but
you
not
by the
very
hand
fast.
and walking
Yeah.
away. Oh yes.
All right. Thanks to the you managed to fast talk your way past this posse looking for this escaped convict, and dawn raises. Finally, the rain stops towards dawn, and you get to the part where you're waiting for the next train to get on the next leg, and you're waiting, and you're waiting, and you're waiting. So, Dorsey, I want you to roll 1d12 plus 2.
12s in Cthulhu. What is this?
This is how many hours you're going to be waiting for this
What
train.
witchcraft is this?
Because her luck roll-
11.
Oh, you are
Oh.
literally here all day from about 7 in the morning to 8 p.m. at night before a train shows up.
It was the
Blasphemy.
price of not
It's
taking
11,
a beating.
11 should not exist in Cthulhu. This is not D&D.
Can I sleep?
Yes. You take shifts sleeping, and then when you finally hear the train coming, you can all get on. And now, here's the trick: you will have to board a moving train because this one is not stopped. The good news is you don't have to sneak onto it because the railway bulls are not patrolling alongside the tracks.
Because only an idiot would try to jump a moving train.
The bad news is you need to make either a dex check, a strength check, or a climb check to avoid injury while trying to board a moving train.
I just want to say, before we're completely massacred in this, that to Lady Songbird, great save back there.
That was brilliant.
And now we're all going right under the wheels.
I make the dex check.
Hey,
Okay, Lady Songbird definitely boards the train. Georgie?
Regular success.
87.
Oh my god.
I
I
think
made
I'm
a
gonna.
hard success.
Wait. Walt?
I
You
made a
hard
hard
success. Okay.
So
He
hard
dies,
success.
he
I get on. Can I
dies.
try to grab?
Okay, you made your hard success. Here's the thing. If you roll again
Okay.
with the penalty dice,
Okay.
you can pull him on with you and he won't take any damage.
Oh.
But if you fail, you're both falling off the train.
All right. I'm gonna roll them bones. Hobo knife, give me strength.
You are not, John. Harry is not suited for the hobo life.
I make
not.
a 24. Well, I got
Okay.
a 24 out of.
Just in the
You're-
fact that he is wearing a suit. That's
You're like puffing.
It's
and
restrictive,
puffing,
right?
And you're trying to grab the train, and you're like flailing around, and you kind of get on, and you're like on one hand, and you like twist sideways, and you're getting dragged, and you're about to like fall, and you're like, oh my god, if I let go, I may go under the wheels. And then Walt just kind of grabs you by the wrist and the collar and like hauls your ass up into the car. And you are safely on this. And I need everybody to make a luck check. Tell me if it's a hard success or better.
Is that a sand check for me?
The near death experience. Yeah, I'm gonna say that's 1 point. After the last 24 hours as a hobo, you've almost been shot, and nearly died twice.
Yeah, no, fair.
Regular success.
Okay,
Failed the
regular-
luck. Failed.
Fail.
I failed the luck.
Not
as
a
well.
critical, but
Yeah,
just a
ditto
regular.
fail.
Okay. If it had been a hard success, I would have said that there's actually another hobo on the train in the car that you entered. Okay, so this train, it heads out for about 6 hours. It's getting near dawn, and then it makes an unexpected stop to take on water. And while it's making this unexpected stop, the railway bulls decide to come out and patrol. So we're gonna say that you guys got into a car, and you hear as the railway bulls are moving along, they're actually opening up cars, and you hear the doors opening and the sound of keys and chains. So it's only a matter of time before they come into this car. What do you guys want to do?
So first question. Is there anything in the car with us at all?
Yes,
Yeah.
rugs.
What is it? Ooh,
Rugs. All right.
can we roll each other up?
They're up in rugs.
That would you'd not have enough time to do that, but you could stack some rugs and make like a hollow space to make a stealth check to try and hide.
All right.
Yep.
It might look strange enough that they don't buy it and come in to check, but if you make your stealth checks, they won't notice.
We'll set it up in the back, away from where the door is. So
Okay.
It's just
Right, yeah.
Where it's
So
shadowy
no light
anyway.
will
Yeah.
pour in when they open it. Yeah.
Gotcha. All right.
Yeah, I'm following Walt and Lady Songbird on this. I'm
Alright.
completely out of my element.
No.
Hey, Walt, thanks for the pickup there. That could have been real
Georgie,
bad.
made it? Made your stealth?
nope.
Harry, shut up. We're trying to hide.
Oh yeah. Right. I succeeded. Regular
Extreme
success.
success.
Everyone?
Nope.
Extreme.
Lady Songbird and Mashed Potatoes did not make it. Okay. The door opens. A guy comes, looks around and moves the rug, and he discovers Lady Songbird and Walt Mashed Potatoes Johnson. I need both of you to roll a luck check.
That I
Yep.
made.
I made it.
You both made it.
Yep.
You know this guard.
Nice.
You've run into him before. He's not a bad guy.
Hey Johnny, how you doing?
He's like, Walt, Songbird,
Hey.
you're putting me in a spot, man.
Well, hold on.
They're checking all the cars. There was a prison break.
Okay.
Well, we weren't part of it. I mean, but
We weren't part of it. We're just traveling, and you know us. We don't do anything bad.
Yeah, but you sure show up in places where bad stuff happens. Like that haunted house time. And that one time they thought that guy was dead and he wasn't.
Do we have to talk about that?
lady's trying to get to a show, and I'm just trying to keep her safe.
Look, I'm not heartless, but it's a bad day. I can't stick my neck out.
If we move the rugs a little better, can
Can we try again?
He's like, what do you got for me? You want to buy me? You want to buy me lunch?
Oh yeah. We're gonna
And
have.
Georgie will look at Ari and be like, hey.
What do you want me to shoot him?
He's asking
I
for
got some of the cash I got off of them earlier.
Okay, you want to give this guy a buck?
I give him a buck. I give him $2. You know what? Just so he feels better about it.
All right. He goes, just fix all this shit up when you get off, and just don't make any trouble.
won't even know you were here.
And he leaves.
Thank you.
Oh, actually, I'm going to make you both roll persuade. Your role playing was so good. I was like going to give you a break, but I'm like, no, I can't.
87.
Nah, God almighty. Nope.
Okay. If
All right,
we
he's
fail it,
he's gonna say, all right. Basically, he takes the $2, but then he's like, you still got to get off though.
oh no. I'm going to try one more thing. I'm going to we're looking for Harper. You know the song on the radio that everybody likes, the really popular one.
I thought that was him.
That's him. There's a record company looking to sign him, so he'll cut a whole album.
You shitting.
So we're honest truth, honest to God. Swear on my mother.
I'm going to treat
We're looking
this
for
as
Harper.
a push to persuade. So you'll have to roll again.
38, I make it.
All right. He takes he gives you $1 back. And he says, I want a copy of his single signed.
You got it.
Good man.
He says, good luck finding him. And he like locks it. He goes, this one's clear. And he bangs on the side. And they check the rest of the train. But literally, you're in here for like hours and hours.
Hey, at least it's rugged. It's nice. It's comfortable.
Hey.
Compared to what we usually get.
Okay, and you guys
do
had
this all the
brought
time?
you had brought food and
Yeah.
drinks.
I was
so-
just about to ask, did we bring food and stuff, or
I think that you had the whole.
Yeah, we'd made up like a whole picnic thing.
Right.
yeah? Oh, okay, cool.
And it's running low because you expected to be at this town like almost a day ago, but the delays have just slowed you down.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're just hitting it. We're hitting every hump. Just
Yep. So the train takes off again, and it's pulling through an area where it intersects with another train line and 4 roads.
Oh, before we get there, hold on. So Harry says, so after we get back underway again and we push the rugs down and all that stuff, Harry goes, you guys were in a haunted house. There was a not dead guy. What's that all about?
well, not dead. You know, who can say who's dead and who's alive anymore?
What do you mean, like not dead? Like he was sleeping, or like somebody killed him, but he wasn't dead, right? Because we're gonna go see the guy at the crossroads. Like, you guys have any experience, like, with this kind of stuff? Because Georgie and I, we've seen a couple of things, and it might be good to get this all out on the table before we go and make a deal with the devil, right?
Well, things. What kind of things? I mean,
Stranger
God.
things than heaven and hell.
yeah.
You can see Georgie. He's like starting to take his coat off. It's like, oh, can I show him my scars?
I got this one from a zombie deer.
Right?
This one on my foot I got by stepping on this interdimensional bug.
So
This one I got from a living plant. And these are all real adventures where he's almost died.
I think I also
Lady
saw the living
Songbird got
plant.
what you compare
I
against
fought a
his.
living plant. I fought a living plant as well.
Oh,
no way.
God King of Mars.
Oh yeah.
Shout out
Yeah,
to
we
Scott
fought.
David
I fought a living
Anielewski.
plant as well. It was from another. It was a living plant from another planet. So I don't know.
Ah.
We both had the same living plant.
I
No,
think he's
mine
got you,
this was from
Georgie.
South Africa.
Oh, mine was
Or South
from
America,
Mars.
yeah.
So
Mantis
from
women
Mars,
which
so.
implanted their eggs into me and my friends and many other hobos in order to hatch an army here.
What's it? What now?
Wow, that took a dark.
Georgie,
turn.
Harry, I think they win. I think the
So-
best I got is a vampire.
And Lady
It wasn't
Songbird
actually a
just-
vampire. It was like a genie that turned our dead friend into a vampire because her son wished that she'd come back to life. But I guess it kind of
And-
counts.
Lady Songbird just lifts part of her shirt to show the scar in her abdomen where the mantis spawn had burst forth from her.
Oh,
I was
That
one
looks
of the
like it
ones
hurt.
that survived.
All right, so you guys have basically did the whole scene from Jaws where you're showing the scars and
Right.
trading your war stories, and you realize, oh yeah, we've all kind of investigated this sort of thing.
We sing a song, right?
So you get to the town. But basically, it's not a town; it's just a railway stop where the trains pull in and they do switchback turns around the course. So it's more like a depot yard where trains kind of like refuel and water and change tracks and that sort of thing, or trucks pick up. There's some warehouses nearby, and it's about 8 p.m. So you know that the man at the crossroads doesn't show up until midnight. I need everybody to make a listen check.
And we're kind of like, we're pretty much there, right? Like there's nowhere else to go.
Make it.
I could stay on the train and go anywhere, but no, this is the crossroads.
Yeah.
You're all
And make
certain
it just
this
on.
is it.
Nope. Fail.
All right, so who made it? Raise your hand.
I made it.
Okay, the 3 people who made it, you hear music playing. You hear a piano. You hear a harmonica. You hear singing, and you see kind of not off in the distance, maybe about 100 yards away from the crossroads area, kind of tucked back from the road, where there's like a walking path. You see this large, I don't want to say cabin. It's kind of a structure that's been cobbled together with like boards and planks. It's large. There's windows. It's definitely not like professional construction. It looks like a bunch of people put together this place. But you hear blues music playing inside. There's smoke coming out of the chimney. And because you guys have just been eating sandwiches for 2 days, you're pretty sure you smell fried chicken.
Nice.
Oh, we
This is
should
a
go.
place that's friendly to our kind.
Yeah, well, maybe he's in there. You hear a
Look
harmonica.
around
That's
for the-
probably him,
Mhm.
right?
For Steph,
Yeah.
look around for
I mean, we
Mark.
got-
so-
Yeah, we got a few hours too, right?
And I'm going to look for sign as well. I'm going to look for sign.
You make a spot hidden to see if there are any hobo signs.
I make with a 4.
Make it.
You see the signs for hobos welcome, food for performing. Basically, that this is a decent place. You're not going to get beat up or shot if you wander in. And as you come up, you see that there are, black patrons kind of hanging out outside. They're a lot of them are they're not working class dressed. They're not like hobos. They all appear to be drinking. Everybody and people outside are smoking, and you hear laughing inside. They see you all coming up. They kind of give you a look for a moment, and then they see you're all like covered with, coal dust, and it says, "Just get off the train."
Yeah,
Yeah.
just got off. Little sore, a little thirsty, a little hungry.
And willing to sing for a supper.
Yeah,
Not necessarily in that order either.
they say, "Lady sings the blues." Is that it? He says, "Well, hell." He says, stormy weather, I'll buy you a plate of chicken. And he opens the door, and you see you're in. The sign above the door says Midnight Hall. You go in, and there's a small stage. There's lots of tables. There's a bar. There's a pretty girl in a short skirt, bringing drinks to tables. Everybody's smoking. There's a guy at the piano, and he's singing a blues song. You're fairly certain it's like Blackwater Blues is the name of the song. It's very dimly lit with like lots of candles, no electric lights here. And waitress comes over and says, 4 for a table.
Yes,
Yep.
please.
The guy who
Yes.
kind of opened the door for you says, "Lady says she sings the blues. She could. This is if she's good. I'll buy him a plate of chicken." And they say, "All right, have a seat. I'll bring you a round of house specials, and go ask Marvin if you can sit in." So, Lady Songbird, you realize that you are still not in your performing clothes.
So I am going to ask, is there a spot where I could go change real quick? Just a spot where all the men can't see?
The owner comes out. It's a thickly built older black woman, and I need you to make a luck check. Walt as well.
7.
You know her.
Nope.
You haven't seen her in years, but she used to go by Pecan.
Pecan, is that you?
She says, well, "As I live and breathe, Lady Songbird," and she hugs you. He says,
I hug her back. I haven't seen you in years. How are you doing?
"Doing good. This is my place.
Lovely, lovely, lovely.
This took hell to get it. Cost Ken nearly everything he had." Ken was another traveler. "So I'm running this place with my boys," and she points, and the 3 big guys who are kind of working, and one's in the back kitchen. They all look like her. So you realize, oh, she's a retired hobo. Oh, I guess that's why she's not, turning you guys away.
Yeah.
She says,
Fine looking young men. You raised some fine looking young men.
says, "They said you needed a place to change. You gonna sing a song for us?"
Am indeed.
Man, she puts in a request and says, "Your drinks are on me if you sing that one."
Absolutely.
Okay, so you're gonna need to make a performance check.
These dice are insane. It's like 1 minute crit, the next fail. I'm gonna push that and see if
Okay, this is what happens. You start and your voice is cracking and people are uncomfortable, you're just not getting it. And Marvin at the
I go, I need a drink
playing,
first.
He's like they basically pour you a shot of moonshine.
No problem is that the
cold
pianist
dust.
started off in the wrong key. That's
17.
Okay. That
See?
seems to help. You get into the blues vibe. You do the songs that were requested. Everybody's happy. You guys can eat and drink. The chicken is not bad. The moonshine is terrible, but it's really strong, and no one seems to mind.
There you go.
pretty sure that's
So-
the definition of moonshine.
So
I'm
Yeah.
gonna talk to Pecan, do a little
she sits
catching
down
up,
with you after,
and then I'm
she
gonna
makes the
tell her.
rounds.
I'm telling her we're looking for Harper. He's got the song on the radio, and the
Yeah,
record company wants to sign him.
I've been hearing the song on the radio. He was
Right.
here. He was here a couple of weeks ago.
Did he go to the crossroads?
I warned him. I warned him not to. That's why he goes, "My husband got this place for us, and he got consumption the year after we built it. He was dead within 3 months."
So you literally went through hell to get this place then.
I wasn't kidding. You're right.
I make
I-
some introductions to the new people. Explain these are who the record company hired to find Harper to sign him to make an album.
He says, "Look like you turned him into right proper hobos."
Well, they had shaky legs at first, but they
They're learning.
They learned.
Hey, we had good teachers.
Well, if you go asking after Harper Twilight, just know he's going to try and make deals.
Yeah. Did McNally and what's the other guy?
Staggers.
Big Jim.
Staggers. Did McNally
Yeah,
and Staggers come through with him?
Yeah, Big Jim wanted to ask the man at the crossroads a question. Harp and McNally was just going to, go with them, but he said he had no desire to ask him for anything. And they didn't come back after they met. They met with him, and they never came back to the bar. I only assume they got the directions they were hoping for and continued on their way.
Even McNally had nothing to ask or want.
Big Jim and McNally go way back. They've been traveling together for a long time. Before the drinking got real bad, Jim really looked out for young McNally. So I guess McNally looks up to Jim like he's almost an uncle. I get that he was. McNally told me the old man's on his last leg, and he's just humoring him on one last trip. He doesn't think he's going to make it through the next winter. Kept going on about some place from a song.
Oh, Rock Candy Mountain.
Yeah,
That's the one.
Might as well look for it. But let me
Nothing
ask
left
you,
to lose.
have there been has the law come through here at all? Because where we were, there was a big hubbub about prisoners running.
No, law never comes here.
It's
Part of the deal Ken made with Nick Broker.
Did have you ever seen this Nick Broker? I mean, if the crossroads is just over yonder, did he ever come around the place? They ever?
I've seen him. I never talked to him. Ain't never been closer than 100 yards. Don't care to be.
What's this guy look like?
Wish I could tell you. Few people I know who've seen him, they all describe him different.
Ah, jeez. Okay.
So he kind of just shows up however that person kind of wants him to then.
He was an older man, black fella, milky eyes.
But he's actually come walk through the yard and everything. Come walk through.
Oh
here.
no, he. You're gonna think he appears out of mist. Just one minute he won't be there, then there'll be a gust of wind, and he'll be smoking a stove, leaning on a lamppost, right damn in the middle of all the switchbacks, waiting for any damn fool with a wish they want to come true. All I do is warn folks. No one ever listens.
Yeah.
But I suppose if you're just asking for directions, hopefully you won't get into too much trouble. I'd leave if I could, but I can't.
Yeah.
Why not?
Nowhere else to go. And my Ken gave his soul for this place. Be a betrayal if I left. I'm itching to be buried right outside next to him, and hopefully my boys will set a torch to this place and go find their own lives after I'm gone. He smiles. She goes, I got to get back to work. And she says, sorry. She does another shot with you guys. It says, ain't no happy tales in a blues club.
Nope.
And blues.
I think as she walks away, I think Harry comes up next to her, like fishes $5 out of his pocket, and just says, "We appreciate the information and your hospitality. It's we won't forget."
She pushes it back to you and says, you hold on to it. You may need it more than I do. He goes, I got all. She goes, I got all I need here.
No,
And she says, second thought, she takes it. And she goes to her boys and says, we need a double plate with a couple of jugs and a double order of biscuits to go.
Supplies. That'll last us.
They literally like 2 jugs of moonshine.
Yep.
A giant pile of fried chicken in a basket with like 14 biscuits.
Biscuits.
Nice.
And it's creeping up around 11:30.
Well, let's all link arms and skip down the road with our basket and our chicken.
I'm going to give her another hug. So good to see you again. If I can, I'm going to stop back on through. Now that I know you're here.
She says, "That's a promise, kid."
Promise.
Says, and I hope you find the fellas you're looking for. And she whispers, Jim wasn't looking good. And she goes back to work, and you all head out to the center of the crossroads.
But as we're walking, I say, well, like, what's the plan, right? Like, we don't want to make any deals.
We make no deals. We ask. We limit
asking
ourselves.
She
We make
said
no
that
bargain.
she said that asking directions can do the least harm.
Well, yeah, but there's still harm, right? I mean, I know we got to
Well,
find this guy.
the harm will be we find him.
Well, even if we find him, if he's made some sort of a deal, I mean, it's not gonna. I mean, he's already kind of sealed his fate, right?
I mean,
I'm not
she
saying we
kind
don't
of-
talk to the
She
guy.
kind of pretty much just confirmed that he did ask for the deal.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
like,
that's what I'm saying.
Okay, so as you guys are talking, the rain that's been plaguing the last few days turns into a fine mist.
And I tell everybody, shh, shh.
And you start to hear the sound of someone playing guitar ahead of you in the mist. And as the mists clear and you get a little closer, you see a well-dressed black man in a impeccable white suit with polished, freshly polished shoes and a really stylish hat. And he's playing a beautiful guitar. And he's just strumming chords as he's smoking a cigarette. And he looks up and it's just, black milky eyes and a toothy smile. And he says, well, hello.
Evening.
Greetings, friend.
He says, come on in closer. Eyes aren't as good as they used to be. And he puts the guitar in a case at his feet. And he says, I guess you're the one looking for me, huh? I heard you singing the blues.
I was just passing through, just singing for my supper, looking for a friend.
Well, I'm known to be mighty friendly. And you've got a good voice. I can make it better.
I'm happy with it as it is. Makes me unique.
People happy as they is don't come to see me.
Looking for a friend who passed this way.
Are you now?
Mm-hmm.
He says, well, let's get off on the right foot. Name's Nick. Nick Broker. And you all?
Lady
Mashed
Songbird.
potatoes.
Harry.
good to meet you, Nick.
Not giving me your name, huh? It's okay, Georgie. Just being neighborly.
It'll like slow head turn over to Harry, like slow turn back to him.
So he finishes one cigarette and literally flicks it and then takes another one out and he's just chain smoking. And he's like, takes a long drag. And he says, so let's cut to the chase. You said you're looking for someone. Man of your dreams? I can point you in the right direction.
No, I'm not looking to settle. I love the lifestyle.
He says, so what brings you here?
Looking for Harper Twilight.
Harper Twilight. Man with a future. Record burning up the charts. He'll be swimming in women and biscuits before you know it.
Yeah, for how long though?
How long does any of us got? Better 15 minutes in the sun than an hour in the dark. You're looking to find him. Where's the fun in that? Don't you have any dreams of your own?
I'm living mine.
I'm a short-term planner there, Nick.
Well, I've got booze, I've got biscuits, I've got chicken, I've got a hobo knife. If I was going to have more than that, I'd have gotten it already.
He says, I don't usually get content people visiting me, so what's in it for me?
The novelty of what you just experienced. You just said you don't often get this.
I'll share some of the moonshine with you.
I'll happily take it.
There you go.
And he takes a slug out of it. And he says, well, here's the thing. I'm not here to give directions. I'm here to make deals. I'm here to purchase. You don't want to be famous.
You want more than that?
Well, here's the thing. I have to, if there's got to be give and take. There's got to be barter. I mean, nothing in life is free, child.
But what do you want? Is this all you want to do ever? Is wait here
It's all
for people to come?
He says, it's all I've ever done. And this isn't the only place I show. He says, look, you're not looking to sell your soul for fame and fortune like all the other rubes. I get it. You're a smart girl. But you got to understand, I'm a businessman. I know something you need to know. You've all got something I need to have. Now, I get it. You're not looking for your dreams to come true. You're just trying to find a friend. I'm sympathetic. I am not an unfeeling man. I'm an uncaring man.
What do you want?
So I'll make a deal. You see, and he takes a long drag of a cigarette. He goes, here's the secret about souls. You don't need to take the whole thing. You can just give me a taste. Just a part of it. You won't even miss it. You do that, I'll tell you what I told those boys. And trust me, you're going to want to find them before it's too late.
All right, hey, Nick, I got a deal for you.
Oh, there's always a chance. What was your question, Harry?
I got a deal for you, Nick. You make sure that we find Harper. You can have my last year.
He smiles and he looks at you and says, we know your life's hanging by a thread already. You don't have enough left to meet the price.
That just makes the makes it even juicier, right? I got less to live. It means you get me a little bit earlier.
Which one of you has the highest luck?
I got 60.
I've got 41.
37.
Basically, he says he's looking for a sacrifice of a portion of your soul worth 25 luck points. So he says, I offer my hand. You agree to the bargain. We shake on it. I take a little taste of your soul, and I tell you what you need to know. And if you play a few songs with me, I'll even give you a parting gift. Something you'll find very useful. What do you
think?
say?
What do you think, Georgie? In for a penny, in for a pound, huh?
I'm happy to play a few songs.
And we've got a deal.
I'm waiting for these gentlemen to also pipe up because it's really impolite to put it all on a lady.
Hey, look,
Well,
I can't do no singing,
He goes.
but
He goes. You're the one with the biggest soul.
Why does that not surprise me?
You'll
Why does that
miss.
just not surprise me? Look
says-
at the three of
He
them.
says, but I'll take it from any one of you.
all right.
What about so you said just a little bit of a little pinch from one of us. What about a tiny pinch from all of us?
Wheels always turning, ain't they, Georgie? I suppose I could accommodate a little bit from each of you.
I'll go in for 5. Now, boys, we came here because you guys are the ones that are looking, no? So we have a couple extra.
So Walt's willing to give 5 of his luck points.
I'll give 10.
I'll do 10. Georgie can't take the hit.
That's why he said you don't have enough life force left to meet the bargain. He like looked at you and goes, you don't even have 25 points.
I don't even think you're gonna make the year.
Okay. He actually says, all right, then let's do this. And he puts his hand out.
I
Take his
make
hand.
strong eye contact with Georgie, and I take his hand.
Yeah.
And you all feel like from that touch, just it siphons off like feelings and like flooding into your mind are like precious moments in your lives. It's like kisses from your mom, your high school graduation, the time you lost your virginity, your first bike, that dog you got at Christmas, and all of those memories that fill you with joy. The memories are still there, but remembering them brings you no comfort anymore. It's like that vibrancy of your life has just been siphoned away. And it's like heartbreaking. Like you just lose that bit of joy. You all lose 1 sand point, and you all lose the amount of luck that you were willing to donate.
Well, sanity I got to give. I mean,
We are remarkably sane considering.
And he says, so, you've already supplied me with a jug, and I thank you for that. Jam with me a bit, Lady Songbird, and I will tell you what you need to know and give you a pretty gift before dawn.
She will indeed honor the bargain and sing the blues with the devil.
You do so. I need you to make a performance check.
93. I can't understand my dice. They're bipolar.
I mean, it's with the devil. That's understandable. You just gave away part of your soul.
You're like singing, and your voice is cracking. And he just starts like performing with you, and it's just absolutely heartbreaking, the blues he sings. So
It's all discordant.
I need everybody to make a sand check.
The servitors show up.
Make it.
I make it.
To make it.
Made it.
You all lose 1 point of sand. And as the sun starts to rise, he flips Georgie a coin. And he said, don't lose it. And
What does
you
it
want
look? Is it just like a normal coin, or?
Oh, no. It's a wooden buffalo nickel.
Ooh.
Okay.
And he says, Keep it close. Some places are harder to get out of than into. He says, so you wanted directions. He says, well, I think you know why Harper came to visit me. But the real intriguing one was Big Jim. He wanted directions too. He was willing to give his soul for it. Not that there was much of it left. So I told him how he could find what he was looking for. So I'll tell you the same place. There's a jungle called Neverland, deep in coal country. Hungry black snakes pass there all the time. He says the train leading there will be here around noon. Leads within 5 miles of Neverland jungle, about 7 miles northeast of the end of the line. He says, look for the one with Harper's sign on it. He says, the hobos at the Neverland jungle, they know how to find Big Rock Candy Mountain. That's what I told Big Jim. That's where they went. Don't rightly know if they ever got there or not, but I pointed them in the right direction. Or the wrong direction, depending on who you ask. Directions. Right or wrong, not my concern. How it all turns out, it's just entertainment. Sure there's nothing I can fix you folks for before I've got to go?
I think you fixed this enough.
No.
And then he leans down, picks up his...
Harry when he kind of like...
Yeah, Harry kind of like, no.
He picks up the guitar case, tips his hat, and just like walks down the rail line. At some point, a train passes, and then when it passes again, he's gone.
Should we have tried to kill him? I mean, Georgie, what do we like? This is
fucking
what
try
we
to
were
kill
talking
the
about.
devil.
I don't know.
I'm looking at Harry like he's absolutely insane.
Georgie, you could feel it. Like he just
like literally rubbing my forehead. Like,
well, but in the car you were saying we gotta help people. We're gonna like he's that's not a real person.
Harry, this man just took part of our soul with a handshake. Do you really think we're gonna be able to kill him?
Well, I don't know.
That's got to be the quote of the game. This guy just took part of our soul with a handshake. Do you really think we're going to kill him?
There are some things out there, they're unnatural. And at the same time, they're a force of nature unto themselves. They ain't like the vampires, the mantis ladies, the ghosts. There's something else way beyond them. Beyond us, and
but that sounds crazy.
You're talking about a thing that's been around since the creation of the universe, man. Like,
yeah.
Well, then what are you doing, George?
He like pulls out the dagger and he's like, "This thing ain't gonna kill it." Like,
Walter, did you play?
Or we'll kill him and he'll just transform.
Well, did you play Masks of Halloween with Walt?
I don't think so.
Okay, never mind.
Okay.
All right, so sun's coming
We got
up.
off lucky.
Yeah.
Harry just shivers, like full body shiver. Lights up a cigarette with a shaky hand.
I'm taking a swig of moonshine.
So this
Breakfast
kid,
of
like, I didn't want to question this guy too much. So I didn't want to question the broker too much. But so Twilight wishes to become famous. So then instead of heading back into civilization to find if he became famous, he heads off with Jim and Nat.
Because he's honoring what Jim wants to do.
Yeah.
They set out as a group.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right.
But
so.
you know what? he sucked some joy out of our lives. So what we have to do is find new joy.
Yep.
New joy to replace what was taken.
There's a blues song in that. New Joy Blues.
There is a blues song in that.
Finding some New Joy Blues.
Yeah.
Okay, what do you guys do?
Time to follow the directions.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep. We'll follow on, try to find where Jim ended up, and see where the next step goes from there.
So wait here for the train, I guess is what it was, right?
Yeah. Okay, so you wait around for about 3 hours, and Coltrane pulls in, and you see on the train there are as it's pulling in, you're shocked because you see a lot of the cars are kind of half open, and you see hobos inside. As the train pulls in, there are probably about 30 hobos in various cars. And you see the railway bulls come over, and a guy in a suit kind of gets off the train, talks to the railway bulls, and the railway bulls just kind of leave the hobos alone.
Hey, what's that all about?
That,
You ever seen something like that before?
All right. Let me
That was
can I make
somebody's
a
deal we just watched. We just watched somebody's deal.
Well,
can I make a knowledge, see what exactly if I recognize that guy or recognize where Neverland Jungle is.
you've never heard of Neverland Jungle.
Yeah.
But I'll let you do an old-fashioned no roll. So make an idea check.
Okay. Sorry. And I make it.
The guy who got off the train looked like money. He
Okay.
looked like some kind of a company man. And if he's talking to this guy, letting the hobo stay on the train, they're probably going to a job site. You're a hobo, you know that you travel from place to place, taking what work you can find. So it looks like they're recruiting lots of hobos to go do something.
Okay, so I'm going to say right now,
Mine.
we don't get on that train. It's never good when someone like that is recruiting a bunch of us to go somewhere.
I mean, but didn't he say we had to get on this train?
Some of the hobos get off the train, and Walt and Lady Songbird, you recognize one or two faces of people that you've ridden the rails with. These are upstanding kind of guys. They're not like the drunks and the bums. These are the people who pick crops and haul lumber and ice or whatever they can do to make ends meet. A lot of them are sending money home. A lot of them don't have homes, and they're just surviving.
So when Lady Songbird says that, it's almost like she's remembering something of the last time she was part of a group of hobos that were gathered to somewhere by money.
Right.
Yeah.
I would almost guarantee that when Twilight and Jim and McNally finished their deal, the same train rolled up.
You think so? Think that
Same
this one?
train filled with guys with the same guy with money. And that's how they went up, because they're going to the Rock Candy Mountain. They're going to a mine.
You think so?
They're going to go work a mine.
Hey, no alcohol streams and fruit candy trees and shit in the mine.
Well, whatever this mine is. And that's what they found out. Do we want to find that out?
Some of the people who are already traveling.
So
Are any of them women?
I'll greet
How
them
many-
and say, hey, guys.
None of them are women. These
Guys,
are all
none of them-
strong backs.
He's right. They're being taken to work somewhere heavy. There's no women.
Yeah.
Well, look, we got to follow your lead on this. We don't know nothing about riding trains and working in mines. If we could talk to some of these people, they think you think they're willing to talk to us.
I'll walk up to one of the guys that I seem to recognize.
Mm-hmm. Let's say
And
that this guy is named Turtle.
hey, Turtle, how you doing, buddy?
Hey, Walt. Hey,
Hey.
mashed potatoes. He
Hey.
says, you heading over to the job site too?
Well, job sounds good. Just didn't know there was a job out here. So, mind telling me about? Mind telling me what
He's
it
like,
is?
they're paying top dollar for workers. There's some kind of strike going on over at this coal mine, JT&M. They're hiring workers, room, board, clothes, food, and a decent pay. Strike's been going on for a while, so they're real hard up for labor.
Scabs. Okay. All
Hey,
right.
it's gotta,
No. I'm not.
gotta eat.
I'm not getting down on it. I'm just saying that's. But all right. What about a lady? She's gonna be. We got a lady with us. She's not going there to work, but she's passing through. So is she gonna be okay in there?
Company man might have something to say about it if they spot her.
All right. Mind if I could get you? Mind if I could get you some overalls and a hat?
He says, "Oh, company man will hook you up. All you need to do is say you're coming, and they'll give you a set of work clothes and set you up as soon as we get to where we're going."
All right. Well, I was saying for the lady because I just want to get her where she's got to go, and then me and these three can go start trying to make some money.
See what I can do.
Thanks.
All right. So he starts coming back with a pile of like 4 sets of overalls with the company man in tow.
Hey, I walk up. I'll say, "Hello, sir. How are you?"
Fine. You folks looking for work?
Oh yeah.
He says, "Great. Turtle here said that you were all dependable, but the lady was passing through. I don't mind giving her a ride down with the rest of us." He says, "We could even." I says, "There's plenty of work for her as well. If you can cook and do laundry, we can get you in as camp staff. You don't need to go down to the mines."
I can do that. I also sing if there's need for any of that in the evening.
Oh, I'm
People
sure that
love
wouldn't.
the
I'm sure everybody would
entertainment.
appreciate that. So yeah, he says, consider yourselves hired. Just you don't need to put on the overalls now. They're kind of for the work site, but if you want to, you're more than welcome to. Just hop on, and we'll be leaving around lunch.
All right.
All right.
Okay, and you notice that out of the train comes a couple of other people, and they start handing out bag lunches to all of the hobos.
All right.
I don't know. I don't have no experience, but this all seems kind of sketchy, right? Like
We're going to eat the food that
you
they
ain't
kind of gave us.
You ain't never done pickup work before, Ari?
Georgie's like, this doesn't seem sketchy at all.
I've never been no
This is
strike breaker
practically what
before.
I do every day.
Is it normal for them to give the hobos bag lunch? I feel like this is not normal. We hit a real not normal point with this one.
No, this is fairly normal. If you guys are being hired and they don't want you starving to death on the way to the work site.
That's for when we're down in the mine. No?
Yeah.
Nah.
That's for late. The sketchy stuff comes later. They want us all there.
Yeah, but so what do we do when we get there? We're just gonna walk away? I mean, it's not like they're paying to put us on a train. Like we ain't working in no mines. We gotta go find Harper.
Well, we're gonna play it by. Well, I mean the train show. We talked to the devil, and we talked to the devil, and then he tells us where to go. Then the train shows up, and the train is heading to a mine. I would almost guarantee this exact scenario played out for Harper and Jim and everybody else. So this is how we get there.
Okay.
I think there's a pretty good chance that we're probably going to find them in the mine too.
Then we're going to find. Yeah, they got to their Rock Candy Mountain and now they're digging it out.
Okay, I'm going to let you guys remember that he said that the cutoff for the Neverland jungle is 7 miles northeast of the end of the line.
So we're going to be sneaking out at night.
We're jumping off the moving train.
Or
Again.
jumping off the moving train again.
Oh, it was kind of fun last time.
There you go. Hey.
Says you.
All right.
Rubs his jaw.
So you guys are they give you lunches, they load everyone up, and the train heads out. Are you guys on it?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Free lunch,
They,
hell yeah.
He says, "Welcome to JT&M Mining Consortium." And
pleased to meet you, sir.
and the train heads out away from the crossroads town into the Appalachian, Pennsylvania coal country.
Always, never a tragedy there.
The banjos begin.
Now we're entering Silent Hill.
Okay, so is it your plan to try and hop off the train before it reaches the job site, or go to the job site and try and sneak out?
I guess it depends on how fast the train is moving when we feel like we're getting close to the end. Like, I don't know if we have any way to tell that.
And also, did we hear, like, did they latch or lock the doors or anything like that?
The good news is they did not latch or lock the doors.
Okay.
The bad news is there's an armed company man in every car.
I am also
he
armed.
probably notice if we open the door.
Yes.
Mhm.
Just getting some. I just got to pee.
All right.
Oops.
Question. Do I want to ask this question and set us up for trouble? I think I do. So we have bags and stuff on us. Like, did they check any of that?
No. A lot of people have duffels and bindles and satchels.
All right, good. That's good.
Most of these guys, their whole everything they own is in their bag.
All right, good. Yeah, I mean that's true for me too. So,
I mean, we can just like sidle up to the guy at the point and just jump him. I mean, I'm not concerned about the guy with the gun. Like, that's, I feel like that's the least of our troubles.
right. I mean,
what's your fighting, Georgie?
I've also got a knife, a knife, a revolver, and two
There's a
rifles
difference
on me
between
right
jumping someone and offing someone.
Yeah.
But it's nice to know that you're prepared for whatever scenario might take place.
Right.
So I know it's my fellow hobos, but there's also a company man in there. I'm just going to sort of start busking, singing, and while these guys decide what it is they might or might not want to do in terms of jumping the guy, I will try to be a distraction.
Okay.
I'm thinking, what if
while you guys are making a plan?
Okay, what if we grab him and we just we huck him out before we jump? I don't want to kill him, but also at the same time, if he gets hurt when we throw him out, then that's not necessarily my fault.
Now look, if you just you're a big guy, George, you just walk up behind him, just fucking bash his head into the wall, knock him out.
I guess I could do that too, yeah.
Right? I mean, how many people are in the car? Jeez, what was he gonna do? Shoot everybody?
I mean, he'd probably try, yeah.
There's 5 other hobos in this car.
What's he carrying? What kind of guns the guy got?
He's got a revolver. He's got a 38 caliber revolver. He's in a company uniform. He also has handcuffs and a billy club.
Ooh. What is his demeanor like? Is he not because people are probably milling around, whatever the train is swaying?
He seems kind of he's on edge and he's pissed off to be here.
Yeah.
But distracted.
You're not really sure why he's so on edge, because everybody here seems kind of calm and normal, but there's something going on.
Okay.
You know what? I got booze. I'm gonna walk up to him and offer him some booze. Isn't that gonna calm down? Yeah.
All right.
like,
He says, "Oh,
Hey,
thanks."
boss. Hey, boss.
And
How
he
you
takes
doing?
he takes the jug.
Hey. He's like, biscuit.
He takes the jug and he fucking smashes it.
Ah.
And then he like draws his nightstick and just like pushes you back. He says, "You're on the job now. No drinking." He says, "Have a seat."
You got it, boss.
And at that moment, I like look over at Harry and I was like, "Do I punch him now?"
You're nowhere near where you need to be.
Okay, so
you'll-
But I can do a running start with a Superman punch like this.
so having observed how this just went, I'll finish my set and I'm going to go up to him and ask, I know we're on the job now, but while we're traveling, any song requests? Anything to help pass the time a little more pleasantly like that? Song request?
He says, "I'm fine."
You sure? I'd be happy if you had a favorite or anything to sing for you.
Roll your charm.
Make it.
He sighs and he says, "Look, just sing whatever you want." He goes, "I'm fine either way, but I'm working here, so please just give me some."
I'm just trying to make it more pleasant while we're on the train. That's
Says,
all.
"You want to make my job a little more pleasant? Just have a seat."
Okay.
Hey,
I sit down nicely, but still looking like, look, I can sing while sitting and just like.
Okay, so
how long till we get
is the
there?
plan officially to jump this guy and then jump out of the train before you get to the mining camp?
Well,
I just want to know what the plan is because this is a play test and I've got to really kind of wrap my head around what the next scenes are going to be.
Honestly, I'm gonna for my part, I say it'd be easier slipping away in the confusion as everybody's getting organized and put into gangs.
well, I just want
would be to just go through this guy and then create and just
I mean,
so you guys
I'm
would
worried
have a better
when we
handle.
get there, everything's all fenced up and stuff. Like it's gonna.
Yeah.
So, but you guys would have a better idea of like riding on the rails, like, and not that you've been on this one, but like, like we wouldn't like Georgie and I wouldn't have a sense of like, oh, this thing's gonna slow down at some point, or like it's far enough that they're gonna have to stop for water again, where we could maybe get off, right? Like that would be kind of Harry's thought that we think there's gonna be an opportunity to get, because if the train's doing 70, we're not jumping off, right? Like.
If it stops and we do something, then other guys will be able to actually go after us.
Right. We want to get off when it's moving.
If we jump while it's moving, they're not going to stop the train just to grab, a few people.
Yeah. And I'm assuming they have like a bucket for people to go to the bathroom, right?
Yeah. They even got it like kind of fenced, like not fenced off, but they've got a curtain.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ooh, and how far did he say it was going to be? How long did the devil
7
say it was
miles
going to
from
be?
the end of the line.
But do we get a sense of how long this train ride was going to take to get there?
You don't know. You could ask the hobos or the friendly guard.
Say, hey boss, how long are we going to be stuck on this cart?
He says we should be pulling into the mine just before nightfall. So you've got about 6 hours on the train.
Enough for a nice little nap.
I'd suggest you all get some rest.
I'd like to make a psychology roll to try to maybe determine why this guy's so on it. Like nobody's being a hard time. Everybody's chill except our anxious guard, and even for a guy in a uniform. Turning down a song in a situation like this is weird.
Roll. You want to roll your kind of like psychology on him, right? To see kind of get an idea. Okay, go ahead.
I don't make it, but I'm going to spend the 5 luck to get me to where I make it.
Okay, he is on edge. as if someone is expecting trouble. Which is probably why he reacted so negatively to Walt's advances towards him.
Okay,
Oh, so he's a cop.
well, as things continue for a bit with nobody making trouble and there being no problems, I'm gonna start having a biscuit. I'm just gonna go do the friendly thing in like as non-threatening a way as I can. After all, I'm a woman. What threat is a woman gonna be? So I, noticing that he's not taking any kind of a break like that, I go over and I offer him a biscuit. I know you're on the job. He
rolls his eyes and he says, thanks. And he takes the biscuit and he gives you a stick of gum in return. And as he reaches into his jacket to pull out the stick of gum, I need you to make a spot hidden check.
13.
Nice.
In his inner jacket pocket, like on the vest of where his jacket is a badge, but it's not a police badge. It's not a police.
He's a Pinkerton.
I was about to say
Pinkerton. He is a strike breaker.
I definitely want to punch him in the head now.
He is a professional head cracker. He's a strike breaker. They've called in the Pinkertons to.
Does he look young or does he look old?
He looks hardened. He's probably a Great War veteran. Okay. This guy can fight. We can tell by just the way he carries himself. He can fight. And there's probably a Pinkerton in every car of this train escorting scabs, most likely through picket lines.
So I'm going to get in that he was probably in the war. I'm just going to go. I had some brothers who were in too. I've got some chicken too if you want some.
I'm fine. He says, get some rest. He says, you guys will be busy enough soon.
Okay. But I try to put in the phrase of like, I recognize you as being, having served, so.
You're trying your best. He is just not in the mood to be friendly. Okay, so.
For my part, for my vote,
when
I'd say. Sorry.
When I get back towards you guys, since you're like my little group, I very quietly indicate Pinkerton. I let you guys know what he actually is.
One of the other hobos said, yeah, we kind of suspected.
I saw the badge.
He says, I hear some of these strikes can be pretty ugly.
And the chaos I'd say at the camp, there's going to be chaos. There's going to be picket lines. There's going to be people busting heads.
That's when we're going to get lost.
Yeah, it might be the easiest thing. I think Georgie wants to punch that guy in the head, though.
We try to go
punch him in the head when we get there.
I mean, like if the opportunity presents itself, God bless.
All right.
Because if we try something here, one, he's not going to go down easy. Two, he'll have people in here. They're not just. It's not just. It won't be as simple as okay, knock him out, jump out. It won't be that simple. We'll have more guys in here shooting.
Yeah, but why are they going to
here's the thing.
Trains moving?
These
are
boxcar and these are boxcar trains interspaced with coal trains, so they can't move between the cars.
Yeah. Okay.
So
it's not like a passenger train that you can walk between cars.
So
you have that going for you at least,
gentlemen. I can also provide us a distraction when we get there if there's not enough violence to do one. All of these men, if I start saying I'm having a women's problem and you guys start helping me walk off, they're not going to want to have it. Yeah, they're going to exactly, Walt. Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, I don't like
even the hardened soldiers don't want to deal with that.
Okay, so part of me wants to stop here because I think you guys are all like of several camps on you're waiting to see what would be the best
I'm gonna
part to make your
follow
move.
their lead. Like I wanna punch this dude in the head and throw him off the cart. But if they think it's the best idea to wait and do it when we get to the mine, then I'll follow them.
I don't know. I half think as soon as when we pull up and the door opens, it'll be a riot out there.
Well, so at what point in history are we as far as like strike breaking and
it's a thing. It's been a thing since
big time
turn of the century. Yeah.
So we would be. I mean, Harry for sure would know, and I guess Georgie does too, because Harry reads the paper and shit, right? So like,
right. The you've heard of freaking riots, even massacres.
Right. Well, that's what I'm thinking.
I mean, those have been going on ever since I think like the 1860s or 1870s. Like,
if they've called in Pinkertons, it's already violent.
Yeah.
And the companies are scared shitless because the Russian Revolution just happened. So
yeah,
they're scared shitless of any kind of worker gatherings or anything like that. I
mean, as much as Harry doesn't like that, I don't think he would, we're not just going to kill a guy because he's a Pinkerton.
No.
Like, he's a piece of shit, but like, I'm not just going to like turn around with a pistol and shoot him.
I could pull my gun out right now and shoot him in the head, but I'm not going to do that.
Yeah. All
right. So let's call it. And we can say that you guys can discuss this over the next couple of weeks, whether we are going to try overpower the guard and jump out before we get to the camp, or count on it being chaos when we get off, create an incident and try and sneak away immediately, or enter the camp, see what the lay of the land is, and then try and sneak out. I think those are your three options, right?
I would say I'm leaning towards play it by ear as we get there. I'm kind of, if they're already calling in the head crackers and everything, then they'll probably be coming out cracking heads. And just.
And as they pull in too, as the train slows down, we could always take them at that time too.
Always a possibility, yeah.
Right, because I assume the train has to slow down, as it nears its approach.
Well, yeah, but as that part, it's probably already in
the camp,
the train yard. It's in the camp.
Like Oscar has a whole nother adventure going on at the head of the train, and it's never going to slow down. It's just going right through the camp, right through the walls, derail.
I've written all of the possibilities.
They've been fighting.
Our job to derail it. Our job is to derail it.
No, I already figured that you're derailing it would have been if you drove here. And I figured out how I'm not going to let that happen.
Yeah. No, we're talking about derailing the train. So we're going to
derail the train,
climb up to the engine, knock out the engineer, and just
this
full
is why I never
steam
let
through.
anyone have dynamite. Okay.
Yeah.
We'll just blow up the train.
Yeah.
Well, actually, we don't need dynamite to do that. As we were discussing giant pressure cookers earlier, a steam engine would be.
It'll be funny. We should do voting in the comments on what do you think the players should do? Should they try and overpower the Pinkerton and jump off the train?
Derail the train, kill everyone.
Derail the train. Derail the train. Drive it into the mine.
Turn the train around. Run over an Aleotep.
I'm sure nobody's ever tried to kill him by train before. That might actually be a new one for him.
50 years of Call of Cthulhu, I'm sure someone has tried to run over Gnarlyotep with a train. Just the law of averages. The law of murder hobo Call of Cthulhu. Someone has used a train to try and kill an outer god.
I mean, there's a whole campaign on a train. It's not unlikely.
Period. Yeah. All right. So, do we want to call it here, or do we want?
It seems like a good spot for that.
Seems like a good spot. Then we start up again, talk, and then get right into it.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right, so cool.
Cool.
Because if some of these plans we could have done in 20 minutes, and some of these plans we cannot do in 20 minutes.
Right.
So I think it's better we just stop and have a full session for getting off of this goddamn train and getting to the Neverland jungle.
Yeah. All right.
All right,
Good
so
to me.
I'll turn it over to you.
Cool. All right. I want to thank everybody for checking it out. I'm gonna kick it right back to Oscar. What's going on with Golden Goblin? What kind of updates you have? Anything happening?
Mark is about 2 weeks away from having the layout, the new layout for Island of Ignorance done. I'm
Nice.
very happy about that. Nick is also getting near done with the layout for Legacy of Shadows. So we're hoping to send those to Chaosium for approval so we can get those released to backers. Lisa and I are having a big editing meeting this weekend to start finalizing the final edits on the final 2 scenarios of the Legacy of Arius Lurko campaign. And for those watching at home, Walt is one of the original playtesters of the very original version of the Legacy of Arius Lurko.
Oh,
Nice.
that's awesome.
Yes. And almost started there were some very emotional sessions in that one. So I have very fond memories of those days. And that's about it. Things are going well. We've gotten 2 more articles submitted for Dark Seas of Infinity, and I have started work on reintroduce the article where I will be reintroducing the martial arts as a skill, as an optional skill back into Call of Cthulhu. So yes,
Weird that they took that out. I'm not really all that up on all the changes they made to 7th edition.
They folded everything into Brawl, and I always felt a little off about,
Brawl and because I mean the original thought was Brawl and martial arts are not necessarily the same thing.
Now they are, but
So
that never sat well with me. So I'm creating a rule set for martial arts, a 7th edition version of martial arts.
that brings to mind like the new broken class, as it would be in Call of Cthulhu, would be the hobo monk then.
Well, that's the thing. The hobo is just open, so all.
But
hobos
now you
are
make
monks.
him like a
But
hobo.
no, that's
monk.
literally kung fu.
Yeah.
The show Kung Fu is a hobo kung fu monk. I mean, it's been done. It's awesome, but it's not an original idea. There have been hobo monks.
Right, but now I'm thinking that mechanically this would be the new truly broken class.
Right. I'm going to be including things to make it not quite so broken. I've only got notes and ideas at this point. I haven't started proper writing, but I'm hoping it will be something functional. But we'll see how that goes. But that's all I've got going on. It's just plenty, but yeah.
Yeah. Anybody else have anything to plug, share, or mention?
My wife's 3D printing studio, Chibi BB Studios.
Yes.
I'm not good at commercials, so I'm not going to try to do one, but I'll post in the show notes the website.
Yep, links in the show notes already.
Thank you.
Cool. All right, we have our Patreon up if you want to throw a couple of bucks our way. We do early releases, post shows, the raw episodes. But if you've watched this all the way to the end, you already are doing that. So like it's a bad business model for me. I don't know, whatever. If you want to support the show, that's great.
We do capitalism good.
Yeah. Ratings or reviews, ratings and reviews. You can do both, right?
Internet tramps.
Yeah, there you go. If you would like to leave a rating or review, that's probably helpful. I don't know. Nobody does that either, so that's cool. I am also not good at closing shows and or doing commercials.
One other thing.
Oh.
If you are intrigued with the hobo lifestyle and would like to play a hobo yourself, go ahead and download from our website, Riding the Northbound, the first Hobo Odyssey.
Mantis women.
Yeah.
Yes.
Also, if you would like to experience the life of a hobo, take up a drinking or a gambling addiction.
Become homeless.
Jump off of trains.
Hey,
I thought you were going to point to
It's
the urban camping YouTube page.
no, they've got money. They've just got tons of money.
Cool. All right. Well, we appreciate you, everybody, checking it out. If you enjoy it, that's great. Thank you. Thank you for watching. And we'll catch you next time.
Hang in there, everyone.